Good afternoon. Welcome to Launch Hour Fellowship. I was just going to say lines and precepts. Please pardon me. How's your day been? Mine has been quite cold, good, but cold. It's raining here in the city of Lagos, here in Nigeria. And you know how Lagos and rain are. They are not exactly friendly with each other. But we thank God. At least we can say that the weather is cool as against being hot, I'm sure sometimes God will be wondering, what can he do to even satisfy these people? I'm sure it's not bothering to satisfy everybody, because when it is raining, some people are wishing, no, I wish it was hot. When it is hot, most of us, I believe, we are thinking, no, this weather is too much, especially if you don't have good air conditioning system in your house, or maybe you can't afford to fund the cost of that. Anyway, we have to use whatever weather God gives us and enjoy it. Thank God it's a good weather. Amen. Welcome again to Launch Hour Fellowship. My name remains Feyi Abraham Adesoya. Thank you so much for tuning in. Help me share the link with your friends and loved ones. Let them know Launch Hour Fellowship is on, and we have something great to share with each other today. Right? I remember throughout this month of March, we said we are looking at what we have titled Living on Purpose. Living on Purpose. This will be the fourth Wednesday in that series, which means that we have one more Wednesday left. That will be next week, Wednesday. And we've seen quite a lot. We've learned a lot in this series. You want to share with me in the comment section where you are listening in from. Even if it's just to click a heart, let me know that you are there and you are listening to me. Or you want to share some of the things you have learned also in the past episode, or you want to ask a question, please feel free to use the comment section. All right, so let me just go straight into what we have for today because of our time. So far in this series, we have looked at, we started with the importance of living a life of purpose. We said that we looked at the need for it. The purpose itself answers the question why. Why were you born to the surface of this earth, on the earth at such a time? It was Mordecai that sent to Esther that you are in the kingdom for such a time as this. That is, your being where you are is not accidental. God has a purpose that he has put you there for at that time. You could have been queen before that time or even after, but there's a reason God reserved you for that time. So yes, there is a reason God has sent you to the surface of the earth. You need to know why. That's what we are talking about, purpose. We looked at the importance of living a life of purpose in the first episode. Then we went on to begin to look at discovery of purpose. How do you know what God has called you to do or be in life? And that spanned through till last episode. I remember we talked under that about how God can lead you into your purpose by your gifting. All right. We looked at gifting. We looked at passion. We looked at opportunity. We looked at the people who inspire you. All right. These are some of the things and ways that God used to lead us into his purpose for our lives. Today I want us to go a step further. I want to look at what I've dubbed 3 Ds of purpose. 3 Ds of purpose. And I'll tell you what those Ds are right away. First is discovery. Second is development. The third is deployment. Let me go over it again. First, 3 Ds of purpose: discovery, development, and deployment. Let's look at them and begin to expatiate on them. All right. Discovery of purpose. We have already said quite a number of things about this, the discovery of purpose. We spent the last 2 episodes sharing about it, even though we cannot exhaust it, but we've done quite a little on that, of discovery of purpose. All right. And I want to trust God that God is beginning to open your eyes to see what he has called you for, if he hasn't done that before. And if he has, it can become clearer. The other day, Jesus anointed the eyes of a man that was blind, and he began to see, but it was still foggy. He said he was seeing men as trees. That's an improvement from not seeing at all. But Jesus anointed him again, and then he saw men as men. I believe that this series of teaching will do that for you. Well, if you were not seeing your purpose before, you begin to see it. If it was not so clear before, it will become clearer in the name of Jesus. So we have said quite a number of things amongst that, but let me just add on discovery of purpose. Let me just add a few things to it. We can't exhaust it. Purpose discovery, all right, is not a one-time thing. It's not something you say, I've discovered my purpose and you run off with it. No. You keep discovering more and more of your purpose. You keep discovering it. It's not something you discover just once and that'll be all. No, you keep discovering God's purpose for your life. It is a lifelong discovery. Do you understand? It's a lifelong discovery. Somebody said it's like onions. Onions have so many layers. You peel one, there's another. You keep peeling till you get to the center of it. That's the way purpose is. Many times people just scratch the surface of God's purpose for their life and they run away with it and say, this is God's call for my life, this is God's purpose. That may just be the intro of the intro to the intro of your purpose. Yes, that's it. So, you can't, David one time was leading the sheep of his father. He could have concluded that this is the purpose of God for my life, to be a shepherd. Well, that was just the intro, as we see now. That was just the intro to the intro to the intro of God's purpose for his life. Do you see that now? So it is something you need to keep discovering. All right, you need to commit yourself to discover yourself more and more, discover God's purpose for your life more and more. God doesn't reveal everything at once. He reveals in parts. All right, and parts. It was Kenneth Hagin. Kenneth Hagin said, the Lord appeared to him one time. He was feeling unfulfilled about his ministry and set out time to pray and fast and seek the face of God concerning what next to do. And this is something you need to do too. You see, unfulfillment, especially when you know you're on the path of purpose, all right, and you start to feel that there is more to this than you're already doing, all right. It's time to set time aside and seek the face of God in fasting and prayer. Oh yes, it's time. Just set out time to really ask God, and God will show you. You understand? And show you another aspect of it. All right. So anyway, Kenneth Hagin said he was doing that, and the Lord began to deal with him along that line and showed him what next to do in his ministry. But what he said to him that is of importance to what I'm discussing now is the fact that the Lord told him in that vision that I am bringing you to the first phase of your ministry. And this was after Kenneth Hagin had been in ministry for 12 to 15 years. You see now? He said the Lord told him, you are about to enter into the first phase of your ministry. Mind you, in those 12 to 15 years, he had done great work, pastored a number of churches, and seen quite a number of miracles. A lot. In fact, many of the miracles we see Reverend Kenneth Hagin quote in all his faith teachings, almost all, a lot of them happened within that 12 to 15 years. Yet, it wasn't yet the first phase of God's purpose for his life. And that is not even as shocking as the next thing that the Lord Jesus told him in that vision. He said to him that many ministers live and die without even entering the first phase of their ministry. A number of years ago when I first heard that, I made me cringe. I made me scared, Even till now, I just wonder, so you mean somebody can be in ministry? If not for that intervention that he set out time to know, he could just be on that path and live and die. Many people may even clap for him, may build a big church, but in heaven it will be recorded that he did not even scratch the surface of the purpose of God for his life. It perhaps will be recorded that he got to the gate of it, but did not fully enter into it. May that not be our portion. So you see that you need to continually discover and keep discovering God's purpose for your life. It's not something that is one-off. It's something that you have to commit to doing continuously. There is one phase after another. Purpose is in phases and stages. And so you keep graduating in your discovery and fulfillment of it. As you delve into it, you keep discovering there are new depths, new heights, new levels. And so like the onions, you keep peeling and peeling till you get to the very center of it. So don't be quick to settle. Don't be quick to settle. Don't be quick to settle. If you are just joining us, this is Launch Hour Fellowship. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, we are having a great time already. And I want you to share the link. It's not too late for others to join. Share the link with your friends. Invite them to join. And then make sure you tune in quite very early next time, It's always good. Just 30 minutes, 1 to 1:30 p.m. every Wednesday. It's always a wonderful time. Even for myself, I enjoy it. It's one of the best days of the week for me. It's a day I look forward to so much. So today we are looking at part in our series of teaching. We are looking on living a purposeful life or living on purpose. And today we are particularly talking about 3 D's of purpose. I've mentioned and explained the first one, which is discovery. The next one I need to move now because of time is development. Development. It is not enough to discover your purpose, all right? You have to also develop yourself for it. It is not enough to discover God's purpose for your life. You have to develop yourself for it. The bridge between discovery of purpose and fulfillment of purpose is development. Or should I say training? Is training and development. You have to prepare yourself for what God has prepared you for. Let me say that again. You have to prepare yourself for what God has prepared you for. The fact that God has called you to be something does not mean that you will manifestly be that thing in the instant that you have discovered it. No, there is still need to train for it. The fact that you gain admission into to a school of aviation does not automatically make you a pilot. What it means is that you have to, start taking courses, taking lectures, and begin to develop yourself. Then you will eventually graduate to become a pilot. If you won't submit yourself to necessary training to become what you are purposed for, you won't become it. In fact, you will end up frustrated. So if you really want to fulfill God's purpose for your life, you have to be committed to development. God will accept you as you are, but will not leave you the way you are. God calls people at whatever level they are. At any level. God calls people at whatever level. But you are not useful to God just at any level. The more you are able to train and develop yourself in God, the more God is able to use you. The more God is able to use you. That's very important. You determine the level, the height to which God is able to use you, not God. God determines what He will use you for, but you develop how far God is able to use you by how much you are committed to development and training. The price you are willing to pay for training, all right, will determine how far and how much of purpose you will fulfill. I just said that. The price you are willing to pay for training will determine how far and how much of purpose you will fulfill. Fulfillment of purpose will not be automatic. You have to commit to training and development. You have to. And it comes at a price. It will not be often easy. God will take you through certain training, rigorous training. Nobody imagines a general in the army just like that. When you say general in the army, you like the uniform, you like the accolades, you like everything. But note this, a lot of training, rigorous training, sometimes, in fact, I say sometimes, many times, painful training that has gone into him becoming a general. So it's not just a matter of calling. It's a matter of training. Sometimes, you see, many times people have great calling upon their lives, but the price of training and development they are willing to pay is very little. So they eventually end up becoming little. And they think that it is that is the level God has called them to. No, it's not. It's not. God can call you, for instance, let me use my constituency as an example. God can call you to reach to be an international evangelist. But if you refuse to give yourself to the training God wants you to give yourself to, God will still find use for you, but He may not be able to use you on that scale again. Yes, that's it. He will still find use for you. He will still find use. Minimal use. He will be disappointed because he has to send somebody else to do that job. But you are the one that will lose. So you've got to commit to training. You've got to commit to training. Like every mineral resource or treasure, you will need to refine yourself to become useful. God gives raw material, never finished product, never. So refinery and training and development is our own part of the deal. It's our own part of the deal. And like I said about discovery, development too must be a lifelong process or a lifelong commitment. You don't develop yourself just once. No, you keep training, you keep developing yourself. Keep training, keep developing yourself. Just as you keep discovering more and more, you keep developing yourself. Development is the bridge between purpose discovery and purpose fulfillment. Make up your mind. You are going to give your purpose whatever demand it demands of you. Oh yes, if God has called you to be a great singer, for instance, you can't afford to just be drinking cold water anytime. Cold water is good. Almost everybody likes cold water. But you know that the discipline that your calling requires is that you abstain from such. Yes, you will give it to it. Oh yes, you will give it to it. You will abstain from it. You see, you will abstain from so your purpose in life, your purpose in life, your calling in life will place certain restrictions upon your life. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And unless you are willing and able to abide by those restrictions, you will not make any tangible headway. You will not make any tangible headway. So I have said this: 1, discovery, and 2, development. Discovery, right? And development. Discovery and development. What's the third one? Third D of purpose I want to share with us today is deployment. Deployment. That is, you put something to use. As you are discovering and developing yourself in God's purpose for your life, take a step further. Start developing yourself into and for your purpose. Start deploying yourself into it. Start deploying yourself. Start using. Step out in faith. You can't afford to train forever. I mean, what's the point in training forever? No. Step out. Tell yourself, step out. Step out. Step out. I mean, one example comes to mind now. I believe it was Reverend Moyoakin Ojo that said this. He said there are a lot of people on the mountain. There was one particular person he mentioned. He was on the mountain praying to God for power. God, power to heal the sick, power to raise the dead, power to cast out demons, And he was praying those prayers on the mountain for long, One day, to just show him that, come, I have given you the power already. Go out and deploy this thing. Instead of just staying on the mountain, the sick people will not come and meet you on the mountain. The demon possessed will not come and meet you on the mountain. You will go there to go and exercise the power. So what happened one day? He fell down, climbing down the mountain. He mistakenly missed his step. And he rolled down. And the base of the mountain, there were some, crippled there. As he rolled and crashed into them, you know what happened? All of them stood up and started walking. This man had power, but he would not deploy it. If not for that incident, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. Deployed it. And as he deployed, he realized that I have what I've been praying to God about. So you can't afford to wait till all is set before you step out into purpose. No. Start from where you are, with whatever you have, and with whatever you know. Yes, from where you are. Start. Yes, you will make mistakes. Don't be afraid of mistakes. You will make mistakes. See, if you're afraid of making mistakes, you will make more terrible mistakes. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. You will not be the first, neither will you be the last to make mistakes. So step out. You can't afford to wait till all is set. No, just from where you are, with whatever you have discovered at least a little of God's purpose for your life. This is what you believe God will have you do. You are sensing this call to do something. As you are developing yourself in it, also step out and put it to work. You see that? And put it to work. I was reading a post by Pastor Pojo Imade. He said that Somebody asked him that he wants to start posting some things on social media, I believe content creation, and that he knows what to post first, but he cannot tell what after that one, what else will he now post. Pastor Poji's replies in that article was that, see, post the first one. Then from the feedback and what you get, you will know what next to post. Just start. Just start. I can relate to that. Starting up in ministry, I had a message, one message. I didn't know what next to preach after that message. But just preach that one. All right? Preach that one. When next you need to preach, another one will come. Do you understand? No, yes, just start with what you have, where you are, with what you know. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You have to start to be great. All right? Living a life of purpose is like riding a bicycle. You only maintain balance by by continuing to ride. As you continue to ride, you will maintain balance. Do you understand? If you know how to ride bicycle, you know that you have to keep riding to maintain balance. That's it. So deploy yourself. Do it. As you are doing it, you'll be learning on the go. Because deployment itself is an important part of development. There are some things you won't know, some trainings you won't get except by practice. Except by practice. Oh, I jumped a step, something very important while I was talking about development. That some of the ways you develop yourself is that, through formal education, informal education, you read, you observe, all right, people who are already working in line with, doing something along that line, by questioning, ask questions, by listening, by apprenticeship, by experience, a lot. Just learn, by all means. I did a series of teaching some time ago about learning to learn. Different ways you can learn. Just learn. Develop yourself and deploy yourself into it. Deploy yourself. Discover, develop, and deploy. You keep doing those three things and you keep getting better. Discover or discovery, development, and deployment. I trust you've been blessed. Brother Deyemo, I can see you. God bless you. Thank you for those things you are dropping. Thank you. You are summarizing it. God bless you. All right. Thank you so much. I believe you've been blessed today. As I have too, I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you so much. Let's do this again next week, Wednesday. Same time, 1 to 1:30 p.m. 1 to 1:30 p.m. every Wednesday. We just look at one more thing again on living a life of purpose, living on purpose. I will not be able, of course, it's not exhaustive, but I want to next week talk about how to trade your talents. That is how to profit from God's purpose for your life. You need to tune in. All right, make sure you tune in. Don't miss it. And again, on Saturday, join us for Lines and Precepts, which is basically our Bible study. It airs on TV at Omega Gospel TV, on any of the free-to-air satellite decoders that you have, maybe My TV, on Strong's decoder. All right. Then also you can watch it live on my Facebook profile, Feyi Abraham Adesanya, and then on YouTube at The Teacher Ministries. Then you can watch it on Periscope and Twitter at Feyi Adesanya. All right. Thank you so much. God bless you. If you have been blessed by this ministration or any of our ministry in time past, you want to give an offering or you want to partner with us one way or the other, especially financially, you are always welcome to join our Partners Hub. You find that in the comment section, or you can write me. I'll give you details as to how to do that. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye for now.